Hey everyone, this is Jaxie, and today we are going to get excited about history with Decisive campaigns, Warsaw to Paris. This is the case yellow scenario. And right now, looking at casualties, we are holding up pretty well. We have not come into huge contact with the British yet. Belgium is really having some issues, followed by the Dutch. Starting to make contact with the French. It's good weather. We're still doing well on command and control. Victory points are growing, but we have a long way to go. If you look here, we are at 1%. We need to be under 15. And the Belgians and the Dutch are still in it. So it is now May 14th. We should be about capitulating them, but I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to do better than historically. But part of that is I still do not want to burn my paratroopers just yet. We're going to save them. And looks like some stiffening resistance over here. I already have my pockets. Let's see. Yeah, I want to start speeding this up. Let's scout with my infantry. And they do have a line there that is light urban, but maybe I can cut off there. Let's consolidate some of these pockets, make them take the casualties, and then see what we can do. So, not my mobile units. I want to see the best odds I can get without. No, definitely not artillery. Alright, have a full division go. Why not? Easy. Alright. Move in. Let's see if you get the same treatment. And maybe I can just casualty them away. Alright, those pockets are well closed. Beautiful, beautiful. And this one shouldn't take much either. There's no units in there. So I think if I put one engineer, there we go. Now it'll let me repair with the other one. Alright. I think I just have to attack my way through with at least some of these units. So let's try one regiment against a pocket. It worked, but 600 casualties, a little rougher than I would have liked. That's okay, though. This front will wind down pretty soon, and then we won't have to worry about anything like that. No, not much there. I'm not sure this pocket's quite ripe enough, shall we say. But if I can get a lot of this out of the way, I can wheel in. And don't know about my grand encirclement. Why don't we actually move a little bit on this side and see what we can do? Alright. Not going to be able to. I'm going to have to fight my way through here if I want to get any sort of good encirclement. But these are open fields, so I bet I can do a pretty good job. Alright. Why don't we try one regiment of the 225th? Beautiful. Follow-up attack. And just keep pushing. If this guy wants to go so far back and just give me this encirclement, I will take that. We're one away, but I'm wondering if I can. No, they're not going to let me do anything super cheeky. But let's keep widening this. Maybe I should have been a little more aggressive. It's not a huge deal, other than just kind of pride, knowing I didn't do as well historically as the Germans did in this front, but there is a lot of time in this scenario. It's one of the things I like about it. So, not too worried. Alright, let's see. Size-wise, yeah. Oh, beautiful. Shattered. I didn't think it'd go that well. Why don't you take a single dive bomber? 500 casualties, destroyed some support weapons, and it looks like that unit is not very interested in fighting. $200 casualties, but tore him up nicely. Oh, it's a shame I can't attack and get a follow-up across there. So there. Let's do a smaller encirclement and maybe... Why don't I grab my furthest bomber? And not bad for, for a city hex. I will take that. And there we go. Beautiful. So there's my pocket there. And this line of resistance is shattered. That unit was already wounded. Let's see if I can just shatter it. Beautiful. Alright, well, I feel better. The Dutch are basically done in the south now. There's not much they're going to be able to do to recover from that. I can maybe artillery and hit this guy, push him back a little. No, I'll just wait. Have them there. Look at this little tiny regiment, and I'm going to have to waste something on it. Let's... they are in the open field. And that's artillery. I guess the quickest thing to do would be to use one of my panzer regiments. There we go. I guess shove them out of the way with one and then attack with the other two. Alright. And he is on a city, but he looks... For as bad as my recon is, he looks like he's not up to fighting. Let's use the level bombers. 400. Oh, it destroyed that bridge, though. I have been getting really unlucky with that lately, I swear. Alright, well, we've completed the encirclement, so the Dutch, they are going to be totally cut off. Let's hit with the whole division. Just some half-tracks, and we can definitely live with that. Oh, they can't even do a follow-up with 55 action points. Not as good as it could have been. I guess let's take the SS up the center, and then we can move on to the Belgians. There we go. All right. Maybe I can even take out the headquarters. Nope. Not enough action points. Oh, maybe these guys? And we sneak that other bridge. That's lovely. Might as well bombard them while we can. They have to be done soon. I just created 2 huge ruptures in their lines. Might not be able to get them this turn, but I think maybe next turn I'll be able to do something. And unfortunately, I could do a 3-sided attack here, but no, I can't. Not a lot of artillery support. So I think I'll wait there. Let's seal that. And we might have to come through here. Let's see what we can do. There's some good recon. And not much this turn. I might just have to next turn shoot that way. That's about good. That's about good. I think we will call it there on the Dutch. I think the Dutch are about... I don't think they're just going to let me take Tilburg, but it would be nice. Let's see. Oh! Well, not with the train, not with that recon, but not much there. I think the rest of the Peel division can just rot. Maybe I'll station one regiment and then next turn finish them off. At this point, I just got to go for speed. They're going to try to race me to Antwerp. I want this guy out of here. He's taking up too much of my infantry time. But three-sided, even with one being over river. Yeah, 400 casualties. I can tolerate that. Very much so. 6th Army, anything good? I can rally a unit. I don't know if there's anyone who's hurting too bad on readiness. I'll take a look once I've made some attacks. And right there. Yeah, that infantry's not going to be able to get very far with the light division there in the way. Looks like it's a bicycle, but they just call it light in their table of equipment. Well, one's down. The other two, I will give them one more turn. And let's see if I'm going to hit the British yet. They are, like, not really getting up to the deal line very quickly. Because I should be there soon. Yeah, there's the actual deal itself. There's some of the fallbacks they could do. And really, yeah, we have units from the 4th Panzer poised next to it. So, I tell you what, I just don't know. Maybe they're being lazy. I can make some tea jokes if I'm feeling it. But I'm not. I think that is very overplayed British humor. Even though in the movie A Bridge Too Far, that's definitely one of the things the Americans placed blame on, and I think it was in the book A Bridge Too Far, was that the British tankers were stopping for tea. And I'm going to look into some newer research on the Battle of Arnhem, because I don't know, I think that's kind of just those old divisions. There is a lot of, like, Patton versus Monty, America versus Britain type of enmity going on. Even though we were allies, there is definitely rivalries and things like that. All right, let's see if we can complete this pocket with infantry. And we do. Costs us 400 men. Alright. Well, instead of consolidating, let's follow up and then skirt the pocket. Oh, beautiful. Shattered. Alright. So, that pocket is sealed. I'm kind of sad I wasn't able to seal it last time, but they're done now. They're not going to be able to do anything, and I can skirt around them. I need to give them one full turn in the pocket, and then we can go from there. Let's do every piece of infantry first. Move my headquarters up. Well, I will give the Belgians credit. They have delayed me long enough. My backup units are starting to bump into my front line. All right, this was already a pocket, so maybe... Even though I won't get a ton of attacks, I can shove him out of the way. Do I have any artillery I can use? I guess some of my mobile artillery. Yeah, let's get you out of the way. That's what I have to be very careful on this round. If I want to keep the attack going and try to get some bigger pockets in here, I want to not let them kind of cheese me with their zone of control. Attack out of AP. So I decisively won on casualties, but was not able to make anything bigger happen. All right. I think even though we are going to have to cross the deal, we will be able to start turning this flank and trying to boat race them. That's smart. Just putting one unit in the city going to delay me just long enough. And they do have a good amount of infantry. Those cyclists will be able to do the job just well enough. Oh, bombarding that could have been dumb. I'm really lucky I didn't lose that bridge. So one down. And all right, there's no bridges here, so artillerium. Those units held up a little bit better. I'm glad I did that. I'm saving a lot of my air for when I get deeper. And I think the French, shattered one. The other one's going to live another day. I think the French are going to put up, or maybe I can do this. It's overstacked, but didn't punish me for it. All right. What was I saying? The French, I think I'm going to need some help with them. I am very close to having a breakthrough in part of the front, and the other part of it, I think we are going to have to fight our way through. And it's going to be a little bit rougher than Sedan was historically. Can't make promises on that, but I do have a feeling. All right, mobile units. I still want them skirting around because I think I can get a breakthrough. All right, let's see if I can get any sort of crossing on the deal. Oh, the plan is coming together. There we go. Those are the first allied units. Let's see. Yep. I am going to have to fight my way through. So I'll set up in those positions, but we have the French arriving. So that means we should be seeing the British anytime now, and due to the rules of the game, but also the sheer historical battle going on with how the Manstein plan turned out. It's actually fascinating reading Manstein's memoirs. He definitely has a vested interest in portraying it the way he does, but just he dedicates a good amount of time to the book talking about the frustration of trying to get the German, basically military bureaucracy to accept the plan, and that it's such a good plan, but how the generals really did not want to do anything with it at first. And it was the army group more than OKH that was pushing for it. Let's see, don't need a lot of you. Should be 4 attacking from 4 sides. I am attacking a fortress, but yeah, those units have been in that pocket a long time. So they made me pay. That took a lot of AP. I really can't do anything now. I'm just going to reorient my units and try again next turn. But unfortunately, I mean, considering the strategic goals of Liege, Namur, and what those forts were supposed to be, yeah, the Belgians, they're not going to live up to that. Not by a long shot. Alright. If I attack you on 4 sides. There we go. And it's amazing, like, I should not be able to do things with, like, Group Fitzek, and they're like, I get why they're a counter, because if you do move them off Aben Amal, the Belgians can take it back, and it's really funny. But they are surprisingly effective for just being 400 men. And you can use them in a lot of versatile ways. All right. And so Liege was easy. Namur, though, the French are now here. So now we're not just fighting super demoralized Belgian units. We're going to fight combined allied units from both sides. And it's going to be a little bit tougher. French have a nice little tank packet. My artillery, not going to be able to move them. But I think... Oh, they have something big there. I'm kind of scared to see what that is. Oh, that's a lot of tanks. That engineer unit next turn. And unfortunately, with how the regimes go, I have not been able to get the history to work well. It'll like show me what the Dutch did. It won't show me very well what any of the other regimes did. But yeah, I gotta start thinking about moving those up. And I'm gonna play it on 4th Panzer. But yeah, good target though. Let's see what I can do. I'm gonna mix dive bombers and level bombers, because they are in a city, but they are tanks. And let's see what sort of havoc I can wreak. Awesome. So, destroyed some trucks and did destroy a lot of those tanks. I will take that. I'm actually going to save the second one for a little bit lower. And they've got some big masses down here. Got some masses there. I actually want to hit this. Has to be level bombers, but it is within a city, so maybe I'll get lucky. Did not. And I destroyed the bridge for them. Alright. Not super happy with my air assets. Really not. So I don't know if I can flank these guys, but I can get into contact with them and prevent them from hopefully retreating too far, while I then try to get my mobile units to a point where there's nothing they can do. Because it looks like as much as I want to cross over at Sedan for the history, I think up here is actually going to be my big breakthrough. A little further north than it actually was, but I got to deal with what I got to deal with. That's part of being a commander, is being flexible enough to adapt to any sort of situation. And knowing when you have to call an audible like that. And that's what I'm going to do. I probably shouldn't be using these engineer units to scout as much as I am. But for things like that, they do have some nice units in there, and I'd rather know losing some engineer units than anything super worthwhile. Alright. Do I want a crossing up here? Not through a city. I'm going to have to follow. Lead units are making it across. That's nice. Easiest thing, I think I just gotta skirt around this. Yep. And then I can try to encircle it next turn. So there's a good breakthrough. That's what I needed. Send some infantry straight west. Try to support that. And there is some French resistance here. Okay. Well, I don't have any artillery. There's nothing in here, thank God. That makes me happy. That's just one unit. Heavy forest. Don't like that. Let's creep forward and see. All right. This is going to be a fight. The French usually do not bunker down quite this much around Sedan. I don't know if one regiment's going to be able to do it. I really don't. I think I have to call that a day right there. Be content just to bombard them and set my units up. That puts me a day or two behind historically. It's not like awful, but not quite what I hoped. And the 6th right here, I don't know. I think they can win, but that's going to be a lot more casualties than I would want for a panzer unit. I might as well leave my fighters just so they can intercept if the French or the British try to get cute, which they could. The British, you don't see their airfields at first, and they definitely, their Spitfires can put a hurtin' on a Messerschmitt. They are not completely useless, and rightly so. It's pretty historically accurate. All right. Yeah, Guderian, you just stirred up a hornet's nest. Now, were I not playing the AI, I probably wouldn't leave a unit like that where it could get hit on multiple sides. But against the AI, I'm not super worried. They did play a defense card. However, I'm going to choose to ignore that. I want this unit out of the way so I can rush my infantry up and try to start clearing this mess. All right, 17th, let's see what you can do. Why don't you deploy and hit them from 3 sides? All right. Well, that defense card doesn't matter when you have a trained German infantry division with a beautiful concentric attack. I am very happy with that. Scout up. They're going to give me that fort, which means... And that crossing. All right. Well, this is not going exactly how it went historically. I have a little hiccup right here, but we are going to be able to cross over. It just, you have the Bar River and the Cher if you go this way. So, little more cumbersome, but not insurmountable. And actually, I might be able to get some sort of encirclement if I could hit them. Let's try to clear this unit out. And of course, like I love this. I'm looking around just hoping I can get some good mobile unit attacks, but It's just not in the cards. So if infantry can clear him out, and 76th, I think I'll leave most of this to you. Then we might actually be able to start pushing and hit the 61st. If we can hit the 61st, we can encircle this unit, and then it's going to be much better. Now, I don't want to use my panzers to attack here, but I don't know if any of my infantry will be able to get there with any sort of movement speed. Let's artillery it and see what we can do. I have a lot of units down here. They are panzers, but their integrity is not great at all. Before I even get my hopes up, let's see what we can get right here. Somehow they shot down something, but took a lot of casualties. And they're hiding in a city, but let's drop some dive bombers. Couldn't get any of the tanks. All right. Well, first, Panzer Division. Let's see if they can get any assistance. I don't want the 10th in there. Now let's see. So their infantry regiment and then one regular infantry regiment hitting from two sides with how much I bombarded this unit. There we go. Okay. So I don't like that I had to use some panzers there. But that will do nicely. What I think I do, yeah, I'm going to have to just take this, swing this way. They're definitely making me earn these attacks. This is a very interesting setup. Oh, nothing there. That was a big wet fart. All right. Might as well move up my cores. And right here, this with the core stuff, you can see one of the complaints about decisive campaigns, at least before Barbarossa, is because of the scale. This is a good part of the game. You are moving core HQs and core and army level artillery units and things like that. But I usually think it's okay. No, one regiment against all that. That is not a recipe for success. Let's see. Okay, I will definitely have artillery superiority. So let's see if I can leverage that. And all this death stack, if I can artillery it away and then move in. Okay. I do have some extra artillery. Not great, but I think I can start driving a wedge in to those units. And if I get just a wedge, I can widen it into something better. All right. My mobile infantry, I don't like attacking with them, but I might have to. But let's see these regular infantry, what I can do first. So the 16th should be able to push this back. Okay, and 200, that is tolerable. And can you link up? All right. So they can. They can at least link up. Now this death stack, maybe just to mess with it. Let's use these fighters just to hurt their readiness. And oh man, 600 casualties from fighter strikes. That's really, really good. All right. I can only hit them from two sides. Who do I have? The 16th? No, I don't want to use my good mobile. Let's send one of the 21st to help out. Move my core up. Now, this would be a perfect time for a card, but unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to happen. Let's see how they like the stack penalty, and maybe I'll get lucky. Wow. Really, really bloody, but we won. That's 1,300 on us. And, wow. Good couple thousand on them. So that was a big attack. It's rougher than I normally like to take, but we gotta start pushing them back. I don't want to be stuck at Sedan for 2 hours. That was much better, though. And my infantry are going to be able to bully the French thanks to super overwhelming artillery support. Now let's find out. I think this unit is new, so I don't know if I'll be able to hit it as hard. But it would be great to get some follow-up attacks. Let's find out. We'll see if the third there stops me. And they moved too far. Lost a lot of machine guns, but shattered 2 units and took a lot of casualties out of the fight. So I will actually take that. I will move up the 5th here to support. And woo, there's a lot of units. That's a totally fresh unit. I don't like that. And I'm out of artillery. I'm out of air assets. We made some good progress. We shed a lot of French blood. But I just don't know. Wow, they have an attacking card. That is certainly interesting. Let's see if we can gang up on this guy. And let's use my mobile units. See what we can do. No, 700 to 300. I might have to call it a day on this front. And just start skirting around, getting ready for the next battle. In Grossdeutsch, I just don't want to bloody them too much. We made some good inroads, but we'll not be able to finish an encirclement or anything. Gotta get these engineer units ready. Move my flak up. Alright. Let's see. I don't need that engineer. Dug in, but tank versus tank. Oh, beautiful. That unit really didn't want to do much. If they're going to give me a crossing there, I will take it. And since this unit is already beaten up, hopefully, wonderful, shattered. All right. Well, now I feel better. The 6th is a cross. Eighth is going to have to wait. Yep. So, yeah, 16th is really scattered here. It's probably a wider front than it should be, but I'm just trying to get the breakthrough. Because then, once we get that breakthrough here, rush to Calais. And that is going to be the plan. So I'm just going to take a look, make sure I'm not missing any units that are too obvious. Well, this was definitely an eventful turn. Started running into the deal line. Here's some infantry. Get them closer. Ran into the deal line. We have not seen the British yet, but if the French are already there in deal, then that is what's next. We will see the British. And the BEF is small, but it's very capable. A lot of mobile units. And they, I think, have some of the best command and control for the Allies. It's not 100% like the Germans, but it is about as good as an Allied army will get for this particular scenario. Yep. And we should have some good encirclements here. Next turn, I really think we can turn this flank and get Brussels going. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned because we're going to keep doing the entire series. If you guys like what you see, please leave a comment, like, or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.